Bloodhound is an interactive narrative piece. It's a fourth-year new media capstone that myself and Jordan Guy and Coralie Dappis worked on. And it's a study on the most effective way to make an interactive narrative piece. We found that in our research, the most common forms of interactive narratives are video games, and though there are some that are better than others, most games have narratives that are structured basically to be played. Games like Mario, Call of Duty, the narratives are just kind of there in service to the interaction, so they're only there to get you to like shoot a bad guy or go save the princess or something like that. So we wanted to focus on an interactive narrative piece where the narrative is more of a narrative that's formulated through your interactions. So what you do in the story is like what forms the story and everything. So we use the 360-degree projection room in the Immerse building to create an immersive environment with physical sets and stuff that you could go in and interact in. And there's a two-level kind of narrative. There's an overarching narrative and a very basic kind of goal-driven narrative, and that's kind of like the guise of you're going to go in and do this, and you're like, oh, this just looks like a typical narrative. But as you go through the stuff and go through the narrative and go through the space and the environment, the overarching kind of gets revealed through your process and everything, and then you kind of realize, oh, everything I'm doing is actually the true narrative. So our undergrad research is kind of more of our new media capstone, and I've always looked at capstone as being our a culmination of all 4 years that we've been at school and just kind of like everything that we've learned. I like to think of it as like, in many respects, what could I do to sell myself after I get out of school? But most of the time, it's also kind of like, what do I want to do after being in this major for so long? And what do I want to take what I've learned to make? And for me, I have a very strong passion, and so do my group members, for movies and games and stuff. And we wanted to kind of make something, the next level of movies and games. And the interactive narratives were like the best way to do it.